The Beach at Night. This is a true ghost story about a group of students who spent the night on a haunted beach. It is supposed to have happened in the Konkan region of India, on an unidentified beach between Alibag and Navagaon. 4 years ago, after we finished our final exams, my friends and I decided to take a beach vacation so we could chill out and relax. There were 4 of us all together. We packed all our luggage into my friend's car and set off on our trip. Our plan was to save money by sleeping on the beach instead of wasting money on a hotel. We wanted to visit a new beach every night. Since we didn't know much about the beaches in the area, we started asking the locals. One beach in particular caught our attention. The locals told us it was always totally deserted. We wanted a quiet place, so we decided to spend the first night there. By the time we found the beach, it was already after 7 p.m. We parked our car near the road, and as we walked down to the beach, it felt as if we had landed on a different planet. The sand was black and the water was glittering in the moonlight. We built a small fire in the sand and sat around, eating some snacks and drinking cans of soda. One of my friends had a flashlight with him, so we decided to explore the beach. As we were walking along the water, we heard some strange noises coming from the water. At first, we thought it must be some kind of animal, but as we listened, it seemed to be coming from the water. One of my friends said he thought he heard someone calling his name. At that moment, I glanced over my shoulder and saw something in the water that almost scared the life out of me. In the dim light, I could barely make it out, but it appeared to be a woman's head, floating above the surface. As I watched, she opened her mouth and I let out a yell. My friend quickly shone his torch at the spot, but before the light could reach her, she disappeared below the water. We all heard the sound. We waited there for a long time, but she never re-emerged. We were creeped out by this, so we returned to our car and decided to go to sleep. My friend and I slept in the car while the other 3 slept on the beach beside the fire. Around 1 a.m., we were awoken by the sound of one of our friends shouting and yelling. When we ran down to the beach, he told that he had seen a black figure floating across the beach, and when he looked towards the water, he saw a woman's head peering at him. As soon as he started yelling, she had disappeared. This really freaked everyone out, and the 2 friends who had been sleeping on the beach decided it would be safer to spend the night in the car with us. What happened next was the most frightening thing of all. Around 3 a.m., we were woken up again by loud screams and cries for help. We realized that there was only 3 of us left in the car. One of our friends was missing. We raced down to the beach and found him thrashing around in the water. He was screaming in terror. We dived in and managed to drag him out before he drowned. He was numb and still in shock. After a while, he calmed down and was able to tell us what had happened. He said he had woken up and needed to go to the toilet, so he went down to the beach and started peeing into the water. All of a sudden, he saw a woman's head floating above the surface. Before he had a chance to react, he felt someone grab his legs tightly and he was pulled into the water. He said that whatever it was very strong. He was unable to break free of its grasp, and as he was drowning, he heard it laughing. We were all so freaked out by his story that we immediately went back to the car and drove to the nearest village. When we got there, we had breakfast in a local hotel and asked some of the people from the village if they knew anything about the beach. They told us that the beach was notorious and had a reputation for being haunted. Many people had mysteriously disappeared or drowned in the waters. After all the strange things they had experienced, people stopped visiting the beach, and that was why it was deserted. They told us that many years ago, a local girl had been out walking on the beach when she was assaulted by an unknown attacker. He abused her and cut off her head while she was still alive. That happened over 30 years ago, and ever since that terrible murder, people who visited the beach would feel something in the water pulling them in. Villagers who went fishing on the beach often reported seeing a ghostly apparition like a woman's severed head floating above the surface of the water. Even today, the memory of this incident still sends shivers down my spine, and it made my friends and I believe that ghosts really do exist.